What is up, everyone? And we are back. My name is, once again, Justin Kruger. I'm the community developer on Rainbow Six Siege. And today, we are about to reveal for the very first time, live at GamesCom, Operation Blood Orchid, coming in Season 3. I am so excited to announce this, this upcoming update. It is one of our biggest updates that we will ever release in Siege. It is so huge. And there's so much in store for you. Some of it we outlined very briefly in Operation Health Panel, but we have a ton more coming for you. Especially, we have 3 ops and a brand new map, theme park. I'd like to introduce my awesome panel. Please give a round of applause for Amelia, game designer, Naj, level designer, and of course, Canadian is joining us back here to talk about a little bit of the competitive aspect of Siege and the new operators and the new map. So give them a round of applause. Yep. And hello everyone out there on the internet, on whether you're watching this on Twitch, YouTube, wherever you're watching this, really welcome you. And it is really exciting for us to get into Blood Orchid and really go into the details of everything that we're launching in Season 3. So without further ado, let's take a look at the new map, Theme Park. So Theme Park is our new map based on the shores of Hong Kong. As you can see, it is an abandoned theme park with a lot of overgrowth and this really central corridor. It has beautiful vistas overlooking Hong Kong and remnants of the once beautiful theme park. It has been taken over by these squatters, these drug lords, creating meth in the lobby, but there are also these remaining features like the haunted house, which is so beautiful and a little bit spooky. It is one of our most amazingly designed maps in terms of art style, and it is really cool. So Naj, as a level designer, let's go into sort of the tactical side of it, the strategy of this map. It's really beautiful, as we can see, but how does it play? Tell us a little bit about the basics of it.
All right. So this is one of our 3 spawn point maps. It's a 2-story high building. One main thing about it is that there's an ancient monorail section that splits the map in 2 on the 2nd floor. What it gives, with 2 ramps on each side of the building, a really fast way for attackers to get into the heart of the building. As you can see, and for defenders, it's a really nice spot to cut off any rotations and to have good hiding spots and block off any rotations between the 2 stairs.
Yeah, or potentially between the 2 buildings as well. Yeah. As we'll see, this map is really broken down into 2 separate buildings, the east and west building, and then this corridor in the center, which is monorail, really creates that interesting transitions for attackers and defenders too. Yeah. Really interesting, really cool, and a beautiful design too. I think
it is.
One of the most interesting things about this map is you'll notice all throughout it are these mixed signals of what it once was, this beautiful, happy Funland place, and this kind of destroyed and overgrown, abandoned area.
Yeah, the contrast is really interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting. So let's take a look at the tactical map and go into a bit of the strategy on this map.
As you can see on the 2nd floor, the bit section that I talked about that's separated, all you see in red is line of sight floors. There's also 2 hatches on the roof, and all the hatches you see on the yellow are on the 2nd floor as well.
So you have 4 hatches.
4 hatches.
4 hatches on the 2nd floor, 2 hatches on the roof, and a lot of line of sight angles.
Yeah.
Some of those line of sight floors came into play during the Pro League, as we just saw.
It's a really
I mean, it was amazing.
Aspect.
Yeah, so it's a really important aspect. A lot of verticality in this map.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the 1st floor too.
1st floor is more room by rooms. There's still a main corridor. There's still connection between the stairs, but it's going to be more room-oriented 1st floor. The map itself is divided in 4 distinct sections. If we have a look at...
let's take a look at those 4 distinct sections. Obviously, it's the 2 buildings and the 2 floors, so let's take a look at the west building and the 1st floors, the arcades.
The arcades, 1st floor. One particular aspect about this objective is that it is surrounded by 2 sets of stairs. What we'd like to create with that is that we want to have fast rotations and fast repositioning while you want to attack or defend the objective. There's not much access from the outside, so you're going to be able to use that corridor and the rooms on the other side to get into that objective.
So a lot of potential for attackers to use those different rooms to bust into the bomb room here, which we're seeing. And obviously a really cool design too with the arcade machines and the meth lab there too. One of those kind of mixed signal things that I was talking about earlier.
That's a good example of it, yeah.
Yeah, and a couple little Easter eggs in there as well.
Of course. Arcade section, I want to spoil it. I let the player discover them, but yeah, there's a couple of Easter eggs on there.
That's really cool. What a fun looking area, but also like kind of spooky too with or scary with the meth lab there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So let's take a look at the west building on the second floor now.
On the second floor, on top of that, you have the daycare section that is been used by squatters for the thematic. One aspect of this objective is that it is surrounded by the whole corridor. It's kind of isolated. What it makes in terms of gameplay is that for attackers to get into the objectives and plant, you're going to have to commit to that open area where defenders are going to be able to predict where you're coming from really more easily and in a more open space.
So a lot of long line of sight angles, a lot of places where you might have to hold that angle as a defender and block off a couple different corridor aggressive approaches. Something that we'll also take a look at when we reveal the new operators as well with the Milia. I mean, those defender operators may come into play in these long angles.
Oh yeah,
always.
Definitely.
Yeah, very interesting. Cool. So last but not least, I believe we're looking at the east building on the first floor. One of my favorite sections of the map. Sorry. Let's go to the east building, second floor. Second floor.
East building, second floor.
Yeah.
This objective is the one that has the most entry points and it's going to use the most the midsection. Also, you have that corridor that splits between the two bomb sites. It's going to be a lockdown place for defenders to use. Also, the attackers have a lot of like small pocket rooms to get inside this objective. So I believe defender was going to spread out and they need to control all the surroundings of the objective more than the objective itself.
So a lot of spread out defenses that we might see here on defense. But obviously, once again, it's really kind of a cool looking map. You saw the cult things there too. What's going on there?
Yeah, it's an ancient like manager section that has been turned into like a cultist, like some kind of rituals. I don't know who they want to sacrifice, but it's been there.
So not only are you dealing with meth head drug dealers, but you're also dealing with cultists.
Exactly.
Oh, really interesting. So, or drug dealer cultists.
Yeah.
Maybe that. So Team Rainbow obviously has a job here to do in this map, in this theme park. All right, let's go on to what I was saying earlier. The East Building's first floor, which is one of my favorite parts, the haunted house.
It is. It's like the most iconic. It's the haunted house. Haunted house where we brought all the spookiness of Rainbow in there. As you can see, a lot of small rooms, but this is a moment where the art and the level design comes into play together. You can see we kept the rail track for the cart that used to follow the whole haunted house.
It's so spooky, Naj.
It's spooky.
It's so spooky.
And you can see
Zanzibar has a personal message for
we still kept like some really cool moments like that. What it brings to us as well is that it's a way for players to orientate themselves by following the tracks, and it leads to the objective.
Right.
For the objective itself, a lot of small rooms, as you can see with the luminosity, the lighting, and the small covers, we try to encourage some kind of like hide and seek moments in there. And Haunted House is a perfect place for that.
Yeah, Haunted House is a perfect place, and that rail really gives you a lot of visual intelligence of how to navigate that bomb site. So if you're dodging spooky Kavera pop-ups, jump scare moments, you might be able to reorient yourself with that central corridor. Really interesting. Cool. So that is a look at our new free map coming to Operation Blood Orchid on September 5th and the technical test server on August 29th. Canadian, why don't you, I'm going to turn to you for a second about this map. Tell us a little bit about your thoughts about the competitive aspect of this map. Do you think it's a competitive map?
I do. I think it has a solid viability competitive. Obviously, we need more testing and time, but I think a really good part of it is that you're kind of forced inside, and there's not as many deep line of sights into the map from the outside, as opposed to some other maps where you can kind of just take bomb sites from without even stepping into the building. So it forces the attackers to take the fight inside, which is really interesting and a lot more fun to play, in my opinion. Also, the verticality is really nice. Verticality is always good. Adds a lot of variation in terms of defense and attack. And then lastly, I'd say the close quarters combat is always a lot of fun.
Now, you've had a lot of time on this map in pro player test sessions, and also a ton of the players here at Gamescom themselves have had hands-on time with this new map at the booth, playing it all week long. What map would you say it's sort of similar to?
I don't think there's any specific map, I'd say. If I had to pick anything, it would be kind of the dining kitchen, like, and as well as the kids' bedroom side of Oregon, just in terms of the proximity of it all. But there's not really a map that's too similar to it in terms of layout.
All right, great. Thank you so much for your feedback, and Naj, thank you so much for
Always
running
a
us
pleasure.
through the new map that is coming. Theme Park coming in Operation Blood Orchid on September 5th. Now, without further ado, let's get into the operators. We have 3 operators coming this season. Obviously, the 2 that are coming with the Hong Kong operation, Ying and Lesion, your attacker and defender, but we also have Ella. Ella is our Polish operator from the Polish season. that was moved to the Hong Kong season due to the changes coming in Operation Health. And obviously, L is coming with Hong Kong, and our future Polish operator will be coming in South Korea. Now, Emilian, let's get into this. Let's start off with Lesion. Let's take a closer look at him. Lesion comes from Junk Bay, Hong Kong, and grew up in these poor conditions. He didn't have a really wonderful life growing up. He was rummaging around dumpsters and eventually got into hazardous waste disposal, where he became an expert in this hazardous waste material, and he eventually worked his way up through the Hong Kong operations units into the SDU, where he became one of the most talented operators with hazardous waste, and he's equipped with this goo mine that is really interesting. One of these trap mines. Emilian, tell us more about this gadget and your design intentions behind it.
Well, in terms of design intention for those goo mine, we aim to give back the control of the bomb site to the defending team, and we also want to have a very dynamic operators as a trapper that can dispose his trap during the entire round.
So how does this gadget actually work? How does he deploy it?
Well, first you start the round with one of those things. You can toss it around, and you will acquire a new one every 35 seconds.
5 seconds.
Those traps are cloaked, as you can see. As soon as they deploy, they become cloaked, and you can barely see them. And
Located by Op 4.
So I just want to be clear here, these are regenerating over time throughout the entirety of the round, right?
Exactly.
Up to about 7?
Yes,
so at the end of the round, at the very end of the round, you would have 7 goo mines.
Yes, if you survive that long.
If you survive that long, or if you're just not using them. So really interesting mechanic. Now, what happens when someone steps on one of these goo mines?
Well, when you step on the mine, you will have this feedback visually that will tell you that you've been poisoned. It means that you can't run anymore, but you will take some damage right away, and then you will take some damage through time. You can get rid of this trap by interacting with it and pressing your action button. You will remove it, but it's required to take the time to do that, so you need to find cover. You can't do this during the action.
So there we see an operator stepping on one of these goo mines, taking an initial hit of damage, and then additional damage over time until she actually has to go down, bend down, and pull out the goo mine dart from her leg.
And during that entire time, you cannot sprint.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So not only are you taking this damage over time, but you can't sprint. You can only walk around. So really inhibiting movement speed, and
Yes.
while also adding damage onto that as well. So what happens from Lesion's perspective when one of these mines trip?
Well, the thing is, you can see in your UI this white symbol that shows where your mine are deployed. And when the symbol disappears, it means that either an attacker stepped on one or destroyed it. So it gives you also a bit of information, and you can act on it, get a kill, or communicate to your teammates.
So that's really interesting. So not only is it this really powerful trap mine that's cloaked, does damage over time, does initial damage, and slows your opponent, but it also provides intel to Lesion himself, and only himself, right? He can only has all of his mines that he's deployed out. So he's really a powerful counter rush operator, is that right?
Definitely. He's great against 5-speed Ash, and he will prevent those rusher in the bomb site from being free to kill everyone.
Yeah, and obviously really good against the initial rush. If the attacking team is rushing to the point really quickly, he's really strong against that. And then with those regenerating gadgets where he can get up to 7 throughout the entire match, he can actually have some survivability towards the end of the match.
Yes, definitely. That's what I mean by a dynamic operator. You cannot place all your trap at the beginning of the round. You have to survive the round, move around the bomb site, place your traps according to the strategy of the enemy team, and you have to remain in movement all the time.
So what a really cool operator that you guys are introducing with Lesion. Let's take a look at his loadout, the basics.
Definitely. He's a 2-speed, 2-armor operator who has access to a shotgun with by default a silencer. And also a very cool SMG.
So a silenced shotgun is one of his primary weapons.
Exactly.
And a really cool SMG. It looks really cool in that outline.
It is.
What about his secondary gadget?
As for secondary gadgets, he has access to the impact grenade, so very useful when you're on the site to create rotationals and reshape the entire site. And also shield that can deploy probably in a doorway, place a trap behind it, and create some cool combination like that.
So in a similar way that Frost kind of changed that meta where you have to actually look down as you're vaulting over those shields.
Yes.
You're going to have to also keep an eye out for cloaked goo mines as well.
Exactly.
That's going to be pretty crazy. It's cool. So we've been talking a lot about how this operator interacts with other operators. Tell us a little bit more about how he can be countered.
As for counters, we will find some very classic interaction. You can destroy the goo mine using bullets or explosion. IQ will spot them. Thatcher will destroy them. Twitch can destroy them as well. And if you make the mistake of tossing one of those in an electrified barbed wire, well, you will lose your goo mine.
Oh, man. So, because Bandit's battery just destroys everything.
Exactly.
Yeah. So there's also a few counters to other attacker operators that he has, right?
Yes.
That he is strong against. Yeah.
We talked earlier about countering 5-speed, well, extremely fast operators like Ash mostly, but other 3-speed operators and rushers. But he's also very strong against others, like Montaigne, for example. If Montaigne step on one of those mines, he will have to unextend his shield to remove the mine, leaving him even more exposed. Similarly, Glass, when entering the bomb site through smoke with his thermoscope, if he step on one of those things, well, since he's aiming down sight, he won't find them, and he will be affected by the mine. He won't be able to have this push the way he wanted to.
So that's a really, really powerful counter to that rush push that we were talking about.
Any kind of push.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of push, but especially that Montaigne, that's a really strong counter, especially if he's trying to do like a late game push, and or maybe he's just blocking off a doorway, and you just want to like throw a couple mines around him. Just be like, hey man, you're not getting in this doorway.
Exactly.
So if you main one of those rush operators, in order to avoid getting gooed, you might need to get gooed. You're welcome. All right, with that said, that is Lesion. Now let's take a look at the attacking operator, Ying. Ying's storyline has a little bit of a different spin to it than Lesion. She comes from a more aristocratic setting in Hong Kong. And she also, how she got involved in Rainbow is she got in a car accident and got into martial arts for rehabilitation. And through her training, she trained in an all-female unit in Tel Aviv, Israel, where she met, of course, Ash. And she went on a few missions with Ash and Fuse. And one funny thing that the creative team has written into her backstory is that she just really hates Fuse. And that is kind of a direct counter to her non-lethal gadget. It's sort of like a non-lethal Fuse gadget. Is that right?
In a way, yeah, but it's a little bit more complex than that, but the idea behind it is close to that. She does have this weird relationship with our beloved Fuse. She considers him a questionable asset for his disregard of civilian life. And her gadget, the Candela, the idea with that is to have like a strong pusher, but also want to have lots of creativity to the player in the way you use this. And synchronized assault is really the name of the game here.
So how does she deploy these Candelas? How is it different from Fuse?
The first way to deploy those things is you can toss them into a room and it will release a lot of flashbangs, flashing the entire room. The area is really, really big. On top of that, she's immune to her own flashes, so she can push right behind the flash.
So right there in the video asset that you're seeing right there that you just saw, she threw the Candela into the room, flashed all the enemies, and she was able to stay ADSing without getting blinded.
She's not affected.
Yeah, is she affected by other flashbangs?
Yes, she is affected by the regular flashbang, but her own device won't affect her.
That's really, really cool. So what are other ways that she can deploy this?
Well, you have other ways you can deploy this the way you would do with Fuse Cluster Charge on a wall. You can add a timer to that thing to add a certain delay between the plant of the device and the way it releases flashbangs. And then you can push from another way, or your teammate push from somewhere. You can plant this on floors as well to do the same thing. It's really interesting.
That's really interesting. So not only is there different ways of deploying it, but there's also a timing mechanism to it that allows the player playing as Ying to really have a little bit of a granularity with her gadget. And that comes into play with the other way that she can deploy this gadget. Is that right?
Yes, there is a third way. If you use this timer and toss it on the ground, this device will roll off the floor, follow walls, get underneath barricades or drone walls, and flash the entire room on the other side. And this is where the team coordination comes into play. You have to time your timer, coordinate with your teammate to make sure that they can enter the room as soon as everyone is flashed and clear the room.
That's really cool. As you can see in that video, she cranked up her gadget, rolled it on the ground, and it hit the wall, followed the wall, and it went into the drone hole. So it will follow pretty much any wall surface that you actually deploy it on, really. And it can obviously then roll under barricaded doors, castle doors, etc. So really cool gadget. Now let's take a look at her loadout as well. Why don't you run us through it?
Well, she's also 2 speed, 2 armor. And in terms of primary weapons, she has access to the same shotgun, but without the silencer. And she also has access to a big LMG with like 80 bullets. So you can flash the room, and you have more than enough bullets in one mag to kill a 5-man team.
So just flash the whole room and spray and pray, but you don't really have to pray.
You don't really have to pray when it's flashed.
That's really cool. So what about her secondary gadgets?
As for secondary gadgets, she has access to Claymore, which is very classic in terms of how you can strategize to cover your flanks, but also to a smoke grenade. The new smoke grenade that you guys mentioned earlier in the elf panel are really awesome. You can toss this thing and roll your Candela underneath this. That way the defending team can't expect this and get flashed entirely.
So if you missed it earlier, the new smokes are a really cool thing that we're adding into Season 3 Operation Blood Orchid, where it's a more reliable, more consistent, more dense smoke than players are going to be used to, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Really interesting. So how does she interact with other operators?
Well, interaction are very classic. You have, first you can, well, interestingly, you can shoot those things. If you roll them on the floor and you see it entering the room, try to shoot it. That way we'll get rid of the entire Candela right away. You can also use Jaeger ADS, which will interact with this. If it spots the Candela itself, it will destroy it. If on the other end you deploy it on the wall and it releases flashbang, it will try to destroy every single flashbang and you will wipe away all ADSs.
So you could pretty much clear a whole room with, with one of her Candelas into a room.
Definitely.
And just flash the whole room, and the ADSs will get destroyed.
But last but not least, you can also deploy barbed wire, and if this device rolls through a barbed wire, it will be slowed down, and you can shoot it more easily. And if on top of that you electrify the barbed wire, it will destroy the Candela.
Yeah, so if you see a Candela rolling under a doorway, just kill it.
Yes,
destroy it as soon as you can.
It's a death threat.
Really cool. So that is a look at our attacking operator for Hong Kong, Ying. Let's move on to one of my favorite operators, Ella. Ella is obviously our Polish operator from the Grom season, and her backstory is really interesting. One of her driving motivations for being in Team Rainbow is the death of her father. And that is one of the things that really drives her backstory, drives her emotions, and yet she is also a kind of a chaotic character with a lot of attitude and a lot of fierceness. And she really thrives to live on dangerous and chaotic missions, and that is reflected in her gadget, which is a concussion mine, a proximity concussion mine. So what were your design intentions behind her?
Well, in terms of design intention, we want to have a new concept here, as it is a 3-speed operator, so it is a very good roamer. But on top of that, she has these traps, so it's a mix of a trapper and a roamer. It's non-lethal traps, but it's still this new function as I'm moving around and placing traps, grabbing them back and placing them again somewhere else. And this is very dynamic as well. You need to move around the map to make sure that Ella is as efficient as possible.
So let's break down her gadget in a granular level. So how does she deploy it, first off?
Well, easily you can just toss it on walls, ceiling, floors, and it will stick there. Like it's similarly in what you see in the video, you can toss it and sticks. And if someone, an attacker, gets in range of that thing, it will detonate and affect them with a dizziness effect.
So what does that effect kind of look like? Is it similar to Echoes? Let's take a look at it now.
It has differences with Echoes. You will be affected by this visual effect, but on top of that, your rotational speed will be lower, and the effect wears off with time. You don't have to stand still. You can move and get back to cover. It's really just more of a warning for Ella and a way for her to use this gadget to prevent the attacker from pushing her.
So it provides a little bit of intel, so if you hear it go off, you can easily rotate. And making her 3-speed is really important to her being that roamer trapper character, right?
If the mine detonates, you can immediately react, get the kill on your opponent, or run away and try to find another angle.
So yeah, so as you can see here, operator gets dizzied, gets drunk, and she can easily rotate around. So really interesting operator. Now, there's one other surprise with her, right?
One last thing. When she's in Dibiano, she can actually use a concussion mine on herself. That way you might give instant karma to a filthy Sledge trying to achieve to finish you.
Sledgehammers beware. So that's really one of the coolest aspects of Ela, and it's one of the first times that we're introducing a mechanic to the DB&O downstate, right?
Yes, definitely. It's one of the new ideas we want to explore.
That's really cool. So that is a look at Ela's gadget. Let's take a look at her loadout now.
Well, for loadout, like we mentioned, she's a 3-speed, so for us, a roamer, definitely very fast operator. She has, as for primary weapon, she has access to also a shotgun, no silencer. She has access to a great SMG, and we have one more surprise. Her handgun is equipped with a red dot.
What?
Yes.
That's really cool. So now this is exclusive to Ela.
Exclusive to Ela.
And it's the first handgun that will have an actual sight on it.
Exactly.
Aside from iron sights, obviously, yeah. So that's really awesome. So what about her secondary gadgets?
Well, for secondary gadget, she has an impact grenade, very useful as a roamer to like break down hatches and come back to site or create rotations very easily. And she also has the barbed wire that is one of the most efficient gadgets in defense currently, and very, very useful one that she can use either deploy at the beginning of the round and forget about it, or use it around the bomb site for a combination with a mine.
So an operator that has a lot of utility, a lot of ability to roam around the map, move around, and how do other operators interact with her?
Well, we will find very classic direction as well. You can shoot the mine down. You can find them with a Spectre. You can use Thatcher to destroy those things. You can use Twitch drone also. And again, if you make the mistake of tossing one in an electrified barbed wire, it will get destroyed.
Spanish battery just destroys everything. Cool. So that's sort of a look at Ela at a larger scale. Now let's break it down into the meta. We've obviously talked a lot about the meta. How does she fit into this new meta with these two new additional defenders?
Well, as a symbol of our own ambition for this operator, we have on one side our classic roamers operators, on the other side our classic trappers plus Lesion that just joined the club. And in the middle of those things, we find Ela and Forest. She's really both at the same time. And well, this is our own ambition. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe you guys will find a different way to use it, but this is what we intend to do with this operator.
Yeah, I don't think we ever want to tell the players how to play an operator or dictate to them in any way, because a lot of what they create is often really smart and really intelligent and really cool to see when the operators actually get out into the wild.
I agree. We create a toolbox and players create the game.
Yeah, that's great. Speaking about players, Canadian, we have you on hand to talk about the competitive aspect of these players. What are your thoughts on some of them?
So starting off with Lesion, I really like him as a defender. I think he can kind of come in as a secondary, really strong anchor along with Smoke. His gadget doesn't work exactly the same, but kind of has its similarities with Smoke, how it's dynamic. I like how it has multiple options for how it can be used, whether it's to stop a rush or to just throw it for information so you can see whether it gets destroyed or triggered. And then also there's another use that it can be used for that wasn't mentioned is when you are injected with the goo mine, in order to remove it, you have to hold your interact button, which is the same button as planting the bomb. So you won't be able to plant the bomb as long as you're effective.
Obviously, you guys are really good at counter strategy. Do you see Lesion becoming one of those situational picks where you could deploy him into your lineup and kind of shake things up in your game a little bit?
Yeah, I definitely think it will be picked in competitive. Obviously, I'm not too sure on what sites and whatnot yet because I haven't developed any strategies with it, but I definitely see him getting used.
Yeah, I'm sure you and your team are really excited to dive into Lesion and really go find out where he works, where his strengths are, where his weaknesses are. Now, who else comes to mind?
So for Ying, I really like the coordination and kind of creativity she brings to the table. There's so many different ways to deploy her Candela. You can use it for timings with your teammates, or you can flash another teammate in, or perhaps throw your smokes out and then throw your throw the Candela into the smokes and have Glaz cover you planning in the smoke.
Yeah, that would be a really deadly combo with the smoke out, Candela flashes through him, and Glaz back there for support.
Yeah, so there's a lot of combinations and kind of ideas that you could run with, as well as the timing with rolling it in on a set detonation time and then having your teammates entering somewhere else.
Obviously, we design all of our operators from the casual level to the most expert pro league level. But obviously, an operator like Ying could shine on a really competitive scene where there's a lot of collaboration, a lot of talking, a lot of really that fine, detailed strategy that comes into play, where she can roll out her gadget, maybe have a timer on it, a specific timer on it, and then have a coordinated push-in.
Yeah, I think she'll be used even better in competitive play due to that coordination that pro teams have.
Really interesting. So let's round it all out with Ella. What are your thoughts on Ella and her competitive aspect?
So, of course, she's really fun to play because she's 3-speed and has a really good gun. But her ability is actually really interesting to use, and I think she could even be kind of used as an anchor even to keep the concussion mines in her pocket and then use them late round after equipment has been used and drones have been used, and then when people walk into them, all of a sudden an entry fragger can't flick their mouse to the side and kind of scan the room anymore.
So obviously we design her as a roamer trapper, but players like Continuum are always thinking about the meta and always thinking about how to use these operators in unconventional ways, and one way might be as a site operator.
Yeah, and it could definitely be used as a roamer as well, kind of using it for information and support for yourself. Yeah. But there's multiple ideas that you could run with on it.
Now, with these 3 operators coming into the Pro League scene, what is one of the most significant changes to the meta that you think might develop out of this?
I just think the smokes coming in combination with Ying. I think Ying will really change the attack meta. There will be new approaches to attacks. I think Lesion and Ella will kind of assist the defenders, but I don't think the way the defenders will play as a whole will change all that much. But I think the way attackers will play will change a whole lot. A lot of strats will revolve around Ying.
Right, and just having the attackers be a little bit more aware of their surroundings. Yeah. In a similar way, when we deployed Valkyrie to the scene, you had to spot out one of those black eye cameras that were on like an antler somewhere, and it made attackers a little bit more aware of their surroundings. And now you're going to have a proximity mine that might be above the doorway. You might have a cloaked goo mine right in front of you, or behind a deployable shield, or within some barbed wire, or who knows where.
Yeah, definitely.
But a lot more attention will have to be paid by attackers.
Yeah. Definitely makes the attackers be a lot more thorough, and for example, like Twitch drones will be a lot better going in and destroying all the equipment.
Cool. So with that said, we're about to show off a few more things, but these guys are actually going to be a part of our live demo coming up very shortly. So I'm going to let them go and go take their places and get set up for the live demo. So thank you guys. Give them a round of applause for showcasing the new content. Now, coming in Season 3, Operation Blood Orchid, we also have a couple new uniforms and monetization items for our new operators that we're deploying. So if you own the Year 2 pass or want to buy the Year 2 pass, you can actually equip these new uniforms right at the launch of Season 3. You'll also have access to the 2 operators from Velvet Shell, and you'll also have access to the 3 operators coming in South Korea. So with that said, also there are a slew of new patches, new fixes coming in this season. A ton of new improvements coming to Operation Blood Orchid that you'll be seeing. And there are also about over 1,300 bugs that we are introducing into bug fixes into the game that we're introducing. So a huge improvement to the game, and it's going to be really awesome. So as you can see, Canadian and Emilian and these guys are getting set up, and so our live show match demo is about to start. But let's introduce the teams before we get into it. Obviously, Team 1, we have Canadian, Macy J, Tanga D, and Little Lexi. And they're also going to be guided by Amelia, our game designer. So they're going to be getting set up over there, and then they're going to be also facing Zeronic, Naj, Ranger, Blasio, and Kix on Team 2. So our live show match is about to get started. We have so much content, so much awesome stuff coming to you on September 5th, and it's going to be really a great operation for everyone. Obviously, we have so much content coming to you, and we hope you guys have had so much time, such a good time at Gamescom. So without further ado, let's go to a short break followed by the live demo. Thank you very much.
Alrighty. Oh yeah.
Well, that was quick, Lexi.
Ying shotgun.
Yeah, it was.
What am I? I think I'm a teacups player. Spawning teacups.
Absolutely.
No ash.
Well, we need a breacher.
Alright, you're right, you're right.
Use your drone to locate a bomb.
I mean,
Uh-oh.
no.
Oh, this lighting.
What happened to my sense? Uh-oh.
This is fun.
My sense is not good. I think there's a multiplier.
Are you mid-jammer? I think there are above
Drone has
Orchids.
located a bomb.
They're right there.
I'm... Okay, I'm just saying.
10 seconds
Actually,
to
I
go.
can't even turn to the...
Oh god.
What?
How do I spot?
Insertion in 5 seconds.
Oh, that makes sense.
The diffuser
I got
has
it,
been
I got it.
recovered. Proceed to bomb location and defuse it.
Alright, I'm an iron sight player. Got to change my...
Oh,
Got
this
it, I got
is
it.
so weird. Alright.
Alright, I got this.
Alright, so, follow...
Top floor.
Follow
Oh,
Trey.
Capcan traps. Capcan... Oh. Capcan trap on A here. There's a frost trap too. I think they're running all the trappers.
How evil.
Yeah, Capcan's in that window to the right. Thingy.
Oh yeah? To the right? Got one of
Nice.
them. Got Ranger.
It was Capcan, it was Capcan.
Oh, is that Captain?
Oh no, no, I'm saying there was a Capcan in
There's
there.
one above the lobby.
Here, one, do you have another drone panging?
Oh wow. I might just be... Oh, no.
I'm gonna shoot the frost trap. Oh, I can't. Yeah, I'm coming in with you, Tim.
I think there's a trap under the
Yeah.
hatch.
I can drone real quick.
Hello was on the balcony above the main lobby.
Oh, there's a beat charge in that. Oh! I'm fully flashed.
Oh, another one right now, kill me.
Oh!
On the main lobby
One right now.
balcony.
Oh my god. Uh oh.
Drop the diffuser.
I got, Ellen. My. You're all dead?
Yep, 1v2.
Oh, sweet.
Leave.
Yeah, we should... He's far down the hall.
Oh shit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Bad.
Ah,
Oh, you thought you downed him?
missed him.
Try.
Bad got there.
Alright. So, Ella.
Do you know any good bomb sites? I have no idea. I haven't played
Sure,
it.
let's do gargoyle haunted dining.
Sounds
Sounds spooky.
Secure the bombs.
Are there hatches here?
I think there might be. There's a lot of hatches on this map.
I'm gonna put Bob like that.
And one over there.
Okay. I already reinforced, so
I got 2 more. I don't know where to put them.
there's a drone in sight with us. I just grabbed armor and missed it. Oh damn. Got away.
Bomb located by Op 4.
That front entrance through his.
I am the great dentist.
That's slowing down.
Flashing something.
Oh, by the trains. Two trains.
Okay.
Not in the direction. I don't know where. Yeah, I just spotted them.
Oh,
right there.
Blackbeard by the stairs.
Up, 2 upstairs, right above the site. Oh no, this flash is.
Oh.
Ali, do you have a sight on that Ying?
One's in the
Oh, no, you got
gallery. I'm marking. Habana. Got the cam. Thatcher
There's
at
one
the
at
B
B
doorway.
door.
Thatcher B door prone. I'm gonna mark Tangy. Got up, ran back, got the cam.
Full bank right now. Get him. I got one.
Nice.
this
I got
spot
Macy
next
went
to
to the
the
left. Went to the left. He went to the left. I'll tell you if he comes from the door to your right. I can see it.
And the door straight ahead.
Okay. I'm watching the one on your right from your cam. Nice.
Nice. Easy.
Oh, B.
Yo, I think he's in B.
On your right.
Door to the right. Right door. Right door.
No?
Oh,
Lit. He's lit. I'm gonna mark him. I'm gonna start spam marking him. He's going up the
Going
stairs to you,
upstairs.
Mello. Left stairs.
Oh, my bad.
Top one. It's
My
okay.
bad.
Keep watching where Macy died from, Tangy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going back there. He got the cam though, but it looked like he was gonna push it. Nice, Tangy.
Nice.
Good job.
Let's go.
Successful.
Oh yeah, let me go ahead and
Cups
test
again?
out the sweet smoke grenades.
Do it.
Gotcha, actually. Get rid of all the...
Yeah, that would have been nice actually, you're right.
To locate a bomb.
Gargoyle.
Located a bomb.
Okay, same site.
Try to spawn at bumper cars.
Yeah, let's switch spawns to bumper cars.
Yep, they got him.
Echo on the west side of the building.
I'm gonna try to come in from the northeast, I think.
10 seconds before insertion.
Best though.
5 seconds before insertion.
I have a frost again, by the way.
The diffuser has been recovered. You found a bomb. Make your way to its location and
Oh, we didn't switch.
The first floor or second?
First floor.
One's in main lobby. We're by the stairs.
You shoot that all the way open? Yeah. Alright, the wall's reinforced. There's a shield at the door, and I think frost trap on the other side. Yep.
There's a shot.
And there's an echo in the room on the other side of the reinforcements. Do you want to open them, Mello? Open these reinforcements here?
Real quick, careful for the traps too.
Got Ella?
You get rid of the shield actually?
I don't think so. Oh,
Nice.
Echo's lit.
Echo's
lit.
super flashed.
He's really lit too.
Oh!
Nice. Echo's half HP. He's to the left of A bomb. I marked him. Oh, Echo on that mark. Behind the gargoyle. Behind the gargoyle.
I'm gonna drown to me.
He moved. He's pushing up.
Oh, yeah.
Damn. He's pushing up again.
Yeah, he's near the shield.
Still fighting. Still fighting. On that mark.
Up top window, second floor. Still there. He got the cam.
On those marks. Another one, Macy, coming from the left.
Oh, thank you.
Pushing the reinforcement. Nice. On the marks. Both on marks. Oh, fuck.
Outs.
Oh. Roll to the shield.
Oh.
Damn, good try.
A potato.
Good try. Alright.
One is one on attack yet.
Yeah.
Back again.
Or no, didn't we win? Oh no, we didn't win the first. You're right, you're right, you're right. Yeah, we won the defense, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where do you want to go?
Want to go different bump set?
Yeah, we should go to a different one. Let's try dig.
Alright, actually.
You want to try meth lab? Or drug lab?
Meth lab?
I'm down. Let's do it. Well, I think it is a meth lab. It's drug. It says drug lab, but I think it's a meth lab.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know meth, but.
The bomb's protected.
Reinforcing.
Razor wire is deployed.
Got to reinforce.
Razor wire going up. ADS deployed. Ready to go. Device placed. Device placed. Device set. 10 seconds. Insertion. 5 seconds.
You know where you're gonna put your things? So like I can camp it maybe?
Not entirely sure right now. I put one on the bathroom door here, or window. I'll put one on the staircase too, so we have info on it.
I'll stay around here then.
Okay. The walk hole. I'm gonna play really passive, I'll just anchor.
They're opening the front lobby.
Wow. Passive room. Val came in the front line.
Have Montaigne.
Okay.
I'll get him cams. I'm just gonna do the callouts near the compass.
Okay.
Yeah, Monty's in lower arcade right now. Nice. Yeah, he's...
Is that Monty or no?
He got a cam. But like lobby side? Yeah,
I can see her.
Near the arcade. Monty's going towards, I don't know, the
hey,
red
Mello,
arrow.
if he pushes you, I can get his back. So
You want to pinch him?
One upstairs above lobby.
I don't know what to
I'm
call that. I think the sledge is pushing you.
Sledge is pushing me. It was two upstairs.
Seige and Ying.
Monty at the stairs.
He's still in lobby, he's pushing you. Free in lobby.
Oh, nice.
Back. Monty's Caltrop. Monty's Caltrop.
No one behind Monty.
He's unextended. Gotta remove it.
Down.
Nice.
Nice thing.
Nice.
Got him. Let's go.
Hostiles eliminated.
I got a one tap wall bang through a wall. Wall bang through a wall. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna play Thatcher. See.
Okay.
And what's the diffuser?
That was pretty sick. I like went and relocated my caltrops because Monty was lobby. Just like relocated them all in his path. He got hit twice. I think he had to remove them once, and I didn't get to capitalize. And then the other time, Tang killed him.
Yeah.
They stack if he steps on two.
The second time.
No, the damage over time do not, but the initial amount of damage will.
Yeah.
Like again.
But yeah, he removed the first one though.
Oh yeah, if you remove the first, yes, then it's all over again.
Yeah.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
Okay. Top floor northeast. Okay. Want to go through the monorail area?
5 seconds. The diffuser has been recovered. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it.
Drone activated.
Right up here. See.
Oh. Sorry, Tanky. Oh yeah, one's in the train.
Nice, good shot, dude.
Going crazy.
Going ham. There's a caltrop around my drone, Mello.
Oh, there's trains there, so.
Oh, I'll get it.
There's still one in train.
Yep, I'm gonna push.
Okay, thanks.
Oh.
Oh, one behind.
Legion's lit in the bathroom.
He's in the train.
Oh, I don't know where.
Ooh.
Oh, there's a
Nice shot.
elevator as well.
Oh,
She's
damn.
really low. Nice.
All right, last one's really low as well.
Do
Half
you know
HP.
where it is?
He was in the bathroom that connects the sites, I think. The roof hatch is already open. Give it a minute and a half. I think I actually hear him. He's near Tangy's drone. I'm not sure where that is. It sounds like. It sounds like under the. Yeah, it sounds like it's under the window into A, maybe, or near the window into A.
Who he is?
He's Lesion. Yep. Okay, there he is.
Yeah, he's behind the bomb.
Down. Leave the drone there. We'll watch it. He hasn't moved. I don't think.
Of course.
I don't think he's moved.
What? That's a shotgun. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he had the shotgun. He vaulted out he vaulted in the train window. Nice.
Oh,
nice shot.
damn.
Good job.
Mission successful.
I'll go back to Ella.
I
Flash hider.
Feeling Valk.
got his name already.
I was really liking Lesion though.
Lesion, that's it.
Yeah, Legion's a lot of fun. The loading music is funky.
They changed
At least
the
you're muted to things, I was a bit muted.
they changed the loadout screen too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
The buttons feel different.
Is this is the one they just played, right? Yeah. Okay.
Op 4 has located a bomb. Plan your defenses
There's a Twitch drone. It went into the train area. Got the Twitch drone.
down to 10 seconds.
Get like a rotate hole, maybe?
Know if the
Op 4 has located a
the
bomb.
Lesion device,
Ready for hostile action.
can they see it with
IQ?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
They're on the southeast.
They just breached the window east.
Get repelling east now.
Also, we're pulling north.
On the roof. Gonna play hatches.
Yeah, one on the roof.
Op 4 has
We got
located
2 minutes.
a bomb. You know what to do.
They got the roof hatch.
Destroyed it.
Got one drone. They know I'm here. Look. Coming in hot. I think they need you, Lexi.
Yeah, there's at least one. Oh god, hatch.
Swapping knives!
Nice.
A Twitch.
Oh, okay. There's one on the south side of trains.
I'm gonna throw another caltrops over there. Oh,
Hit me.
can I pick it up?
Yeah,
Yes.
no. Yeah,
Oh, good shot.
open up between sides.
Oh, sight window from train. A window.
Watch the window. They can't enter.
I got
Oh,
this door,
damn.
Macy.
Yeah, watch the door. I'm watching the far window.
Well, you guys are watching the same thing, actually.
Watching the set.
Oh my god, he tanked.
Nice.
One of
They're flashing. Oh god.
One's under the drop.
Nice.
Time expires in 10 seconds.
One push through. Really low. Oh, he's really low.
5 seconds to go.
Oh, far right of A.
It's just you, just you.
Okay.
Ace.
Got it. Nice. Well done.
Hostiles eliminated.
I forgot we're on ESL rules. It didn't show me the 4. One.
I was fully flashed from that. That was amazing.
Alright. Close it out.
We need to locate a bomb.
Okay, I hear them.
Your drone has found a bomb.
Is that daycare? Right? I think.
Oh, you're right, it's daycare. No. Wait, it's above arcade, so...
Isn't that daycare? I think it's daycare.
Probably.
Oh, no, I didn't check it time. Okay. Yeah, let's switch to teacups.
The diffuser
Oh.
has been secured. You've located
Didn't
a
make
bomb.
it.
Make your way to its location and defuse it.
So, can the defenders come up here, by the way? No. I'm good.
No.
Can we open this hatch up here?
I can do this.
Yep. Yeah, I got breach
Ash?
charges.
Okay.
I got breach
Alright,
charges.
nice.
Oh, perfect.
I'm gonna drone it after. Alright, bunch of barbed wire under it, leading to the train area.
It's probably a Lesion there. Caltrops.
Yeah, they like to keep traps right below the hatch.
I don't see it. I don't think I see it, at least. They don't have many stacked up yet. I might just flash and then drop into A. I might roll one into A. Yeah, I think I'm going to.
Hold on, I could smoke both sides and
I'm gonna
just
roll.
push the objective.
I'm gonna roll into A, drop right in. Yeah, okay, smoke. Going.
Hello.
Oh, they had a concussion mine. Got me.
Oh, dang.
Damn.
Nice.
In A, is Ella. Ella's in A. Nice.
Smoke grenades are so good.
Anyone on B?
Not sure.
Most likely. I could
I'm
join
getting
it.
spotted too.
We have a minute 15.
On the lobby.
One's on the main lobby stairs,
I don't know
yeah.
any cam spots, by the way.
Hey, left
Cross
side
main
of
lobby
B is
stairs.
clear. Oh, B is all clear. B is all
Let's go
clear.
B.
There's one in the
I'm
bathroom,
running in. I'm running in.
Alright,
Just
push
past
it.
B, far side of
Oh,
bathroom.
I got echo drone. Echo drone or something. Oh no, that's not echo drone.
Concussion mine, yeah. In bathroom? Dead.
Oh,
Nice.
Down.
Oh, okay.
In A? One's in A. Good try.
Dang.
Lucky and lucky.
Do we want to go back to one of the other sites? I like Drug Lab, honestly.
I really like Haunted too.
Which one?
The Haunted one, the first one we did.
Yeah, I liked both the first
Okay.
ones. Okay, if you want to do Haunted, let's do it.
Protect the bombs.
Ooh. Could have ran a mirror. A mirror would have been fun on this wall here. Well.
I don't know what's good to like.
Increase surveillance on bombs. Op 4 has a diffuser.
Front door. Southwest, they're gonna.
Just a little trick. A bomb has been located by Op 4. Reloading!
Shotguns feel better at.
Hatches as well.
Op 4 found a bomb. You must defend it.
They're on me. Tony. Oh, good shot. Ironic is above with Ash.
Ash is everywhere.
Got this on lockdown. One's south.
West, northwest stairs.
Nice.
Get over there or do you need help?
No, we're good.
Oh god, fuse. Dead. Yeah, I'm dead.
Coming over.
Oh,
nice.
got fused, I think? Or that might have been Obama? Or no, it was Ying.
Yeah, there was two there, Ying and Fuse.
Ledge on there.
One push in lobby side, spotted.
Ledge is recovering for
Coming to it.
I see, you got Globby.
Nobody's in lobby, she's already pushing down main hall.
Ledge is laying down. Yeah.
Hey, you downed him, dang it.
Oh.
Hawks in sight.
Five seconds.
Oh, insight lit, Habana. In B. Oh.
15 seconds.
Oh,
Nice. Good job.
Successful.
That GG?
Yep. That's GG.
Perhaps OP.
I got 2 one-tap wall bangs that game.
So it's pretty good.
So that is your first look at Operation Blood Orchid coming September 5th and arriving on the technical test server on August 29th. And patch notes for all the things that we have talked about today and that you've seen up there will be live Monday, August 28th. So just a few days away.
Yeah, that content will be in people's hands really soon. Season pass holders will get the new operators early like usual, and everybody else gets them with the renown a week later.
Absolutely, yeah. Season pass holders will get the new operators on September 5th, and everyone else 1 week later.
And Theme Park out on September the 5th as well.
Theme Park for free for everyone on September 5th. Yep.
After that, the new Pro League Season 3 of Year 2. That begins on the 18th of September. That's the first play day of our new season. EU, Latin America, NA, and we welcome APAC to the fun as well. Love to see what you're going to bring to us across the 4 new regions, all within APAC. So that's all going to kick off on the 18th of September. Then Season 3 finals will be the 18th and 19th of November in Sao Paulo. We're looking forward to going to have some fun over in Brazil with those incredible teams down there. And there's a thing called the Six Invitational, and yeah, tickets are on sale for that now. Rainbow6.com/6invitational. Come and join us for the World Championships and a big celebration of the 2nd year of this incredible game. That's in Montreal from the 16th to the 18th of February. Tickets on sale now on Rainbow6.com/6invitational. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks to everybody who's come and joined us right here at the ESL Arena in Gamescom. Been an incredible couple of days.
It's been so incredible. These fans have been amazing. The crowd at the booth have been amazing. You have been amazing.
Thank you.
And once again, happy birthday to Matt as well.
Thank you.
Great job.
That was very kind of you. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been Gamescom. Gamescom, we are done here. We'll see you for the new season and have some fun on Theme Park before then. But thanks very much for joining us, and well done again, Penta Sports.